Hey everybody, Trevin here again. I was asked if I could throw together some raid comps for the heroic AAT. Most of these comps aren't going to be overly original. You're probably going to be able to find most of these on YouTube on there. Maybe some won't have quite the description, or this way you won't have to search, so I will do my best on there. This first one's going to be a P3 comp. This does work best with Chase, so if you don't have Chase, there's better options out there. TIE fighter pilots, you can use Nihilus, works very well here as well. I'm using TIE fighter pilot because he's got that tenacity down, and I don't feel like switching around mods to up the potency on Jyn or Tebow. Tebow especially. Does Tebow even have mods on? He does. He actually has some crappy potency mods on there. But if you want to use Nihilus, you're not going to have tenacity down. You want to get Jyn and Tebow's potency as high as possible, so you can remove turn meter with both of them. With TIE Fighter Pilot and the tenacity down, you don't need potency whatsoever. Alright, so this is kind of a long, boring squad on there. We're not going to do a ton of damage with this one. It's got the capability to do a lot of damage, but you really have to kind of strategize on that. Anyway, let's get it started. This one's going to take a little while. I'll let you know up front, assuming that no one dies right away, which does happen sometimes. It can be pretty frustrating, especially if you're trying to go for that really high score and that cannon shoots someone because Baze's taunt isn't up. But for the most part, we want to stay away from the B2 unless we're using certain characters. Alright, so we're just going to try to pull that turn meter with Jyn first turn. Didn't work. So what we do on this, we're just going to retreat real quick because we want to try to get that first turn one. We're not going to do this repeatedly until we get it, but just give you an example. The reason is this team, when it's working well, will last until Enrage. The the less turns he gets, the more damage you're going to do. So let's try this again. Didn't work again. That's the one downside of not having potency on Jyn right in the beginning. Alright, so Baze is inflicting speed down on everyone because he's a beast on there, which is going to get our TIE Fighter pilot moving fast. We're going to try to land a crit here to get that tenacity down. Nope. How about again? Nope. Alright. We're not even going to bother trying to stealth yet. She's going to give TFP the crit, so he can do that. Yay, tenacity down finally. So he's already taken a ton of turns on there. Not exactly a good start for us. But again, we're not going for a super high score this time. We just want to kind of give a demonstration here how this would work. But the idea is you're not going to hit him that much, especially because it's going to give him turn meter, especially if you guys don't have stealth on there, because that's going to open them up for counters. So you want to hit the other little duders. We're going to... Baze can take care of him. On there looks like Baze is going to go before he does. And we want Baze to be able to kill someone so he can keep his taunt up to keep the cannon focused on Baze. Baze can take a cannon shot. The rest of them, especially Jyn, not so much. Although the last time I ran this team, Jyn was G8. She's G11 now. So let's kill that guy. Boom, Baze keeps his taunt. Perfect. The more TIE Fighter pilot is stealth, the better off you're going to do on there. Just because the B2 is not going to be able to gain. He's not going to be able to counterattack. So if you really want to get into the nitty gritty of it, you won't even hit him unless TFP is stealth on there, just to completely keep him from getting turns. We want to, with Churret, or with the other ones, we want to keep several guys at low health on there. At pretty low health, that way Baze can retaunt by killing someone. We're going to remove that turn meter. Baze with Churret there is really good about healing himself on there, and we can also just boom do that. Now we can also save that on there because that will cause Baze to taunt as well, Churret losing his health. But in this case, I hit the wrong button. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Alright, Baze is going to lose his taunt momentarily. And we'll get it right back to him. There we go. Did not mean to kill that guy. Let's give that to Teebs. cubes can remove some turn meter. You can also give it to TIE Fighter Pilot. You can give it to Baze to get him. It's kind of dumb to give it to Baze unless he doesn't have a taunt. You want to give him a taunt. Other than that, it's kind of dumb because he's just going to lose his taunt. But if you're trying to escape towards the end because you want to use Chirrut and Baze later, it's not a bad idea to start giving Jyn's little turn meter up to Baze because he's probably going to fail at least one escape and he's slow as can be, just to get his cooldown on escape lowered there. We might as well just keep removing that turn meter. So the idea here is you want to keep as many of them alive as possible, because the more debuffs, more guys with debuffs they have. We didn't want Baze to kill him. I shouldn't have attacked him with Jyn. The more debuffs these guys have, the more damage a TIE Fighter Pilot does. Okay, perfect. So it kind of becomes one of those things where you're going to run out of enemies to kill to keep that taunt up on Baze. So eventually you kind of have to let the B2 take a turn. There are better teams out there for this, no doubt about that. I mean, there's a Thrawn team that can solo. There's different teams that are faster, but this is just a quick example of this team. Again, it does require Chase on this. You can use other characters, but they can be hard. It's really easy to keep Baze alive and keep that taunt up. Not exactly what we wanted. Is someone going to go before him? Doesn't look like it. And of course Jyn did. We just did that to kill him to keep Baze's taunt up because that cannon's about to fire. We should have used his little turn meter removal there, but that's okay. Alright, so make sure the little triangle duder doesn't get to go. Let's just kill him. No, there's no real reason to risk that. Trying to remove some turn meter, yay. Ooh, there we go. Jyn, just in the nick of time. The faster you get Jyn, the better off you're going to be here. And now, see, now we're in a predicament where we're going to hope a lot of these guys shoot Baze on there, just because he doesn't have his taunt right now. We want as many debuff as possible. If Baze or Chirrut dies, you have Jyn there, and she can revive them. If Jyn dies, that kind of sucks. TFP dies, it really sucks. One thing that sucks about Jyn's turn removal is, unlike T-Bow's, hers does the turn removal before the damage, so it leaves him with the 5% turn removal, or the 5% turn meter. T-Bow's did that for a short while, but then they fixed his. Now see, this is where we Chirrut lost his protection, so now every time he gets hit, like with an AoE, Baze is going to automatically taunt, which is pretty nice. Then we'll just start spreading the damage around, just try to keep some guys low so Baze can kill them. We don't have very good mods in any of these guys. Chirrut's got okay mods. TIE Fighter Pilot especially can use better mods just to up that damage. Again, the real high damage score is not our goal here. Our main goal is just to give a demonstration. Didn't have any turn meters, so let's try to remove it from someone else. Perfect. He countered, that kind of sucked. Alright, let's work on a little triangle duder. T-Bow go next, except for his ability blocks. Hopefully he should still have stealth. Yep. And this, to really do this properly, can take quite a while on there, because again, for the most part, you don't want to attack anyone if that's, or you don't want to attack the B2 if that stealth isn't up. But especially with TIE Fighter Pilot because the counterattacks. But we're just running through it. Good. We could have used the AoE there, but again, we want to try to keep these guys with some health. The more guys with debuffs, the harder TFP hits, you know, if you would ever crit. Whoops. What's he got? 3 turns left? Okay, so this isn't going to be a great run on there. He's already down to 3 turns, but it'll be a quick run, or quicker run, so you can get a good example of how this works. We'll do our best to prolong this a little bit here. TFP staying in stealth, that's good. Try to kill it. Now he's out of stealth. This is where especially we wouldn't want to hit him because, again, that just happened. He's probably going to go before Tebow now. And he's going to get a turn. See, we're not even going to hit him this time to get him at 5%. It does look like he's going to go before Tebow. Yeah, he did anyway. We tried. We did our best. We'll just see how long. He's got 2 turns left. Let's see how long we can make it there. Again, this would be a good time to try to escape Sheridan Bays. So just for funsies, we're going to do that. And we figured that would happen. 40% chance. Not great. We actually need to use it on that guy because we miscalculated there. Alright, just 1 turn left. And then he's going to enrage. And kill all of us. Slow. That's not even going to be a slow, horrible death. It's going to be a pretty quick, horrible death. Hey, we got Bays out. What do you know? Sure that guy dies. And, you know, we'd have to get really lucky at this point to be able to get Churd out so we can use Chase and another team. Especially since that cannon's going to go and it's going to decimate somebody. We'll give Churd another turn here. I mean, we'll give it a shot trying to get him out. That's not going to help getting those counterattacks, but Teebs comes in for the save. Yeah, he's still got 3 turns. And Jin's down. And we're all down. It's Death Star all over again. RIP. Alright, let's see how we did. So we did close to 1 million for a pretty quick run. Again, that team can do, you put some good mods on them, they can do probably about 3 million or so on there. So, not terrible for P3. If you're struggling in P3, that team can, it's a boring, long battle. It can be frustrating if someone dies because Base's taunt isn't up and that cannon goes, but they can get you some pretty good damage. Again, you can sub in Nihilus for TIE Fighter Pilot, and as well, you can also work Commander Luke in there, although he's not going to go repeatedly like TFP does. The reason Nihilus works is lots of things to lower his Annihilate, and then his Annihilate does the 100k damage to 99,999. So you just keep giving Jin's turn meter to Nihilus, so he's going as often as possible on there. So that team can do about 3 million as well. But again, with that one, you want to make sure you have potency on Jyn and Tebow, so they can remove turn meter. Otherwise, they're not going to do it very much. All right, cool. Thanks, guys.